everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this video, we're going to be doing chapter 13, verse 4. Bhagavan Shri Krishna continues to talk about where he actually poses a lot of questions himself. That's what Swami Mukundan says. He just poses a lot of questions and he says, I'm going to answer them myself. That's very nice. Okay, so let's do the prayer and then we'll sing the verse together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Shri Krishna, thank you for giving us this verse and please help us understand it to the deepest possible way that we can understand it, that you deem fit for us to understand it. Thank you for giving us the motivation for wanting to know more about these verses and wanting to know more about you. And please help us increase this motivation to want to know about you, and please help us bring closer to you through these verses, through this particular verse, and through everything, every moment of our lives. Thank you. Okay, so let's sing. Tat kshetram yacha yadrikcha yadvekari yatascha yad sachayo yad prabhavascha tat samasena me shrinu. There's a lot of small things which are difficult to sing. Okay, the translation is now, please hear my brief description of this field of activity, of the kshetra. Description of the kshetra, how it is constituted, how the kshetra is constituted, what its changes are. I'm not sure what that means. Changes from what? Whence it is produced, when it is this body, when it is produced, who the knower of that field of activities is, which is the self, and what his influences are. So the soul, who the soul is, and what the influence of the soul is. Oh, and in the previous verse, I forgot to say, that Swami Mukundanand had said also, that we ourselves as the soul do not know entirely what happens in the body, right? We don't know everything that happens. We don't know, in fact, anything that happens. We learn from biology the things that are happening in the body, but we don't know it. We just know how to use it, but we don't know what. And Paramatma, God, of course, knows everything that's happening as well. Okay, so the Lord is describing the field of activities, the body and the soul in the constitutional position. So when we get to know how the body is constituted, the materials which make this body, under whose control the soul, this body is working, who directs the actions. I want to raise my hand, I want to do this stuff all with my hand. Who is doing that? It is the soul. Who is powering it? It is the super soul. But who is doing it is the soul. The will of the soul powered by the energy of God, right? Because we don't have any energy. We don't have any possibility of anything. We have a will, but we don't. The energy is coming from God. The Shakti is coming from God. So what the ultimate goal of the individual soul is right now, I want to enjoy. That's a vibration that our soul is giving. We want to reverse that. How do we reverse that? According to Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj, we reverse that through the chanting of the holy name, chanting of the Mahamantra. And that starts, there are 4 levels of the sound that created the material energy in the first place. Brahma, when he created it with 4 levels of sound, and the sound that I'm speaking right now, that's the 4th level, that's the gross sound. And then the 3rd sound is the mind, when we're mind chatter, constant mind chatter, that's the 3rd level of the sound. I'm forgetting the names, Paravak, Prashyantivak, something. There are 4 like that. And so if we want to reverse that, then and my question is, how do we get the desire to reverse it? Isn't that desire also coming from the soul? I don't understand that part yet. But yes, we want to reverse that, and how we reverse that? We start to do that by chanting the Mahamantra and by, according to the living name, according to Sachinandan Maharaj, by aligning the body, mind, and heart. I am a little bit confused about the difference between mind and heart because I thought it was the same. So far I was thinking body, mind, and heart. It was making sense to me. Body, of course, mind means like just the brain aspect of it, and the heart is emotions. But as far as I understand, the heart is a part of the mind as well. So I'm a little bit confused about how that works. I'm confused apparently about a lot of things, which is a good thing because whenever you're confused, that means the answers are going to be there. The confusion is a precursor to answers. So whenever you're confused, you can be thrilled, like, yes, I'm confused because I am going to learn something at some point. Whenever Krishna deems fit, we're going to learn something. But yes, we can pray. I humbly request you to please give me the answers whenever you deem fit. Okay, so yeah. And so Krishna now poses many questions himself and asks Arjun to listen carefully to their answers. I like the way he just said this one little liner, very crisp, clear liner. Okay, so that's it for this verse. We'll do chapter 13, verse 5 in the next video. Wish you a day filled with tons and tons and tons and tons of spiritual growth in Krishna's grace. Radhe Radhe.